Hello students, welcome to NV Science Academy. From today we are going to start the English sessions of Mathematics for Standard 10. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Today we are going to see some portion of the chapter number 1 of Mathematics for Standard 10. The first chapter of Standard 10 is real numbers. Now, before moving to the real numbers, let us remind something from Standard 9. I think you have studied about numbers in Standard 9. Now, if I plot a line, you can say it is number line. Okay, so it is having different numbers. We can classify these numbers in different manners, like the first is the natural number denoted by n. Now natural number includes 1, 2, 3 and up to infinite. So it is the group of numbers that starts with 1, 2, 3, 4 up to n. Now the second, if I include 0 with this 1, 2, 3, then it becomes whole number denoted by w. So it is 0, 1, 2, 3 and up to infinite. So we have covered up to 0 to infinite. Now the third type of the number system, if I move to this side, then I can see that there are minus numbers. So if I want to include these minus numbers, then it becomes integer denoted by z. It includes negative numbers also. So minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 up to. Now the fourth type, I can plot, you can say I can plot 1 by 2 here, okay, or you can plot anything else on the on this number line. So it is nothing but the rational number. You can say it is fractional number also. You can also say it that it is fractional number. It is denoted by q. It includes different fractional numbers. So one example is here. It is 1 by 2, 3 by 4, 5 by 6, etc. The fifth one is the irrational numbers. Denoted by s. It includes numbers like root by under root 2, under root 3, under root 15, etc. So these are different numbers. You can see the number systems that you have already studied in standard 9. Now beyond this, we are having real number. So what is real number? Real number is the combination of all these numbers. If I am having one bag and if I include all these first 5 numbers in that bag, then that bag will be called as the real number. Okay, so it includes all the numbers. So it is the real number. So this is some revision from the standard 9. Now the main topics of this chapter. The main topic is Euclid's algorithm and Euclid's division algorithm and the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So we are going to see first Euclid's algorithm, and then we will see fundamental theorem of arithmetic, and then we will see the examples given in the book. let us begin with the Euclid's division algorithm. Now before moving to the algorithm, we will first study Euclid's division lemma. Now Euclid's is the name of, you can say, mathematician. Division, it shows that it is having something with the division, and lemma is nothing but the statement that is already proved, and we will use that statement to prove other statements. Okay, so you can say it is the part of algorithm, or it is so much nearer to the algorithm. So first we will study the lemma and then we will study the algorithm. Now the statement is written here: for each pair of positive integers a and b, there exist unique whole numbers q and r which satisfies the relation a is equal to bq plus r, where 0 is less than or equal to r less than b. It means this is the relation that will be satisfied by q and r for a and b. If I can find out all the values, then I can prove this Euclid's division lemma. Now if you observe that this is nothing but the division that we are doing. Okay, so this is a, this is b, this is q, and this is r. I have written the lemma in other format, and that is the known format for the division. So I have written also that a is nothing but the dividend, so a is the dividend, b is nothing but the divisor, so this is the divisor, q is nothing but the quotient, so this is quotient, and r is nothing but the remainder, so this is the remainder. So by this you can understand that this is the different representation of the division, nothing else. It is just the division, just the different representation of the division method. So this is the Euclid's division lemma. Now we are going to see the Euclid's division algorithm. Now let us see the Euclid's division algorithm. As you can see, I have written that concept from lemma, so it is derived from the Euclid's division lemma, or you can say it is almost similar to the Euclid's division lemma. Now the statement is like that: to calculate the HCF it means highest common factor. So to calculate the HCF of two positive integers a and b, where a is greater than b, the following steps are followed. Okay, the step number 1, apply Euclid's division lemma to find two integers q and r such that a is equal to bq plus r, where 0 is less than or equal to r less than b. See, you can see that this is nothing but the Euclid's division lemma. So it is very much similar to the Euclid's division lemma. Now step number 2, if r is equal to 0, the HCF is b. That means if you find out r is equal to 0 in the first step, then you can say that the b is the HCF of the given pair. Else apply EDL, that means Euclid's division lemma, to b and r to get another pair of quotient and remainder. That means you have to continue the process. Step number 3, repeat above step number 2. It means you have to continue the same process until you get the remainder 0. When r is equal to 0, the process will be over. The divisor in that step is the HCF of the given integers. That means we can find out the HCF of a and b by following these steps. So I can say that the Euclid's division algorithm is useful to find out the HCF, or the highest common factor, of given pair. Okay, now we are going to see one example for this Euclid's division algorithm, and then we will solve question number 1 of exercise 1. First we will write down the equation a is equal to bq plus r, where 0 is less than or equal to r less than b. Now let us take one example. I am having two numbers 455 and 42. So how we are going to find out the HCF of 455 and 42? So I am going to apply this equation here. As you can see, a is 455 and b is 42. Okay, so I am going to write down the equation that 455 is equal to 42 into the bracket plus. Now we are going to find out the value of Q and R. Now we know the table of 42. Okay, so the table of 42, if you multiply this 42 by 10, you will get 420. Okay, and the remainder will be 35. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this by 10 and the remainder will be 35. You can cross check it also, that 420 and this is 455. So this is 5, 3 and 0. So remainder will be 35. Okay, so as you can see here the remainder is not 0. So I have to repeat this process. Now I will find out the new values of A and B here. Now A is equal to 42 and B is equal to 35. These are the new values of A and B for the second step. So now I will write down again all the values in the equation. So A is equal to 42 is equal to B, B is equal to 35 multiply by plus. So what will be the value? If you multiply 35 by 2, then it will be 70. 70 is more than 42, so it is not possible. So I have to multiply this 35 by 1. When I multiply this 35 by 1, so the remainder will be 7. So the remainder will be 7. See, here also the remainder is not 0. So again I have to repeat this process. So now the value of A is equal to 35 and B is equal to 7. Let us again put the values in the equation. So 35 is equal to 7 multiplied by plus dash. So I know the table of 7, and in the table of 7 it is 7 multiplied by 5, 35. So when I write down 7 multiplied by 5, so the remainder will be 0. Now here the remainder is 0. So the HCF is the non-zero remainder of the previous step. Okay, so the remainder is the non-zero, the HCF is the non-zero remainder of the previous step, or you can say it is the divisor of the current step. Okay, so we can find out the HCF. It is the non-zero remainder of the previous step, or you can say it is the divisor of our current step. Here, so the HCF of 7 and 42 is 445 and 42 is 7. So by this method you can find out the HCF by using the Euclid's division algorithm. Now we will see the first question of exercise 1. Question 1 of exercise 1. Use Euclid's division algorithm to find HCF of, the first is 135 and 225, second is 196 and 38220, and third is 867 and 255. So now we are going to see first example, that is 135 and 225. So first example is we have to find out the HCF of 135 and 225. Okay, so we know the condition that A should be greater than B. So from this I can derive the value of A. A will be 225 and B will be 135. Now we know the equation of Euclid's division algorithm, or you can say Euclid's division lemma, that is A is equal to BQ plus R, where 0 is less than or equal to R less than B. Now I will put the value of A and B in this equation, and we will find out the value of Q and R. So for the first step, 225 is equal to 135 into the bracket plus dash. Now if you do the error and trial method, so you can find out that when I multiply this 135 by 2, so the value of the result will be more than 225. So I cannot multiply this by 2, I can simply multiply it by only 1. So the 135 and 225, so the remainder will be nothing but the 90. Okay, when you subtract 135 from 225, the result will be 90. So this is the first step. Here you can see that the remainder is not 0. So we have to again repeat the same process, and I have to derive the new value of A and B. Now the value of A is 135 and the value of B is 90. Again we will put this value to the equation. So for the second step, 135 is equal to 90 into the bracket plus. Now if you multiply 90 by 2, then you will get 180, which is more than 135. So we cannot multiply this 90 by 2. We again have to multiply 90 only by 1. So when you multiply 90 by 1 and when you subtract 90 from 135, the result will be nothing but the 45. You can practice this sum. Okay. Now again you can see the remainder is still not 0. So we have to again repeat the same process. So we will find out the new value of A and B. So A will be 90 and B will be 45. For the third time, I will put the value in the equation. So 90 is equal to 45 into the bracket plus. Now if you multiply 45 by 2, you will get 90. So this is the simple equation. So 45 multiplied by 2. So the remainder will be nothing but the 0. See here, the remainder is 0. It means the divisor that we have used in this step is the HCF for 225 and 135. Okay, so here the HCF of 225 and 135 is nothing but the 45. Okay, so this is one of the most easiest sum. I hope you can understand it. Now let us see the second sum. It is 196 and 38220. So again we have to find out the value of A and B. We know A is greater than B. So here the value of A is 38220 and value of B is 196. I am going to write down the equation. A is equal to BQ plus R, where 0 is less than or equal to R less than B. So for the first time the value of A is 38220 and B is equal to 196. So I'm going to put the values in the equation. So 38220 is equal to 196 multiplied by dash plus dash. So we have to find out the value of Q and R. You can simply do some division in the rough work, or you can find out the value by trial and error method. Now I know the value is 195. Okay, so when you multiply 196 by 195, the value or the result will be 38220. Okay, so the result is 38220. It means the remainder is nothing but the 0. Okay, so in the first step we are getting remainder is 0. So when the remainder is 0 in the first step, it means the divisor 196 itself the HCF of 38220 and 196. So here the HCF of 38220 and 196 is equal to 196. Now example number 3. Example number 3 is 867 and 255. Again we have to derive the value of A and B. So A is equal to 867 and B is equal to 255, because A should be greater than B. Again I am going to write down the equation. A is equal to BQ plus R, where 0 is less than or equal to R less than B. Now for the first time we are going to put the value of A and B in the equation. So A is equal to 867 is equal to 255 multiplied by plus dash. So we are going to find out the value of Q and R. So the value of Q is equal to 3 and R is equal to 102. You can do the mathematics and you can find out the value. So it is 3 and 102. It means the remainder is not 0. So we have to again apply the same equation. Here the value of A will be 255 and B will be 102. So for the second time I am going to put the value in the equation. So 255 is equal to 102 into the bracket plus dash. Now 102 multiply by 2, so it will be 204 and the remainder will be 51. So I am going to multiply it by 2 and the remainder is nothing but the 51. You can see here still the remainder is not 0. So we have to again repeat the same process. The new values of A and B, A is equal to 102 and B is equal to 51. So for the third time I am going to put the value in the equation. So 102 is equal to 51 into the bracket plus dash. So now what will be the value of Q and R? We know that when we multiply 51 by 2 we will get the answer 102. So I am going to multiply it by 2. Answer is 102. It means remainder is nothing but the 0. So this time the remainder is 0. It means the divisor in this step, that means the 51, is the HCF for 867 and 225. So here the HCF of 867 and 255 is equal to 51. So here we have completed the first question. In the next video we are going to see the another 2 questions of this exercise.